Hello everyone, it's been a long time since the last video. As you see, new background, new room. Actually been here for almost a year, but haven't made any new videos since. Well, at least for 2 years I think. So yeah, I've always been busy and kinda gave up on catching up on video. I just make them whenever I feel like. Whenever I have time. And right now, well, this month is kind of the situation is kind of getting bad in Japan, so I decided to actually give up most events. Actually, most events have been cancelled, and so I decided to go back to make some of the videos, and I will try to edit and publish the old videos from events from, well, basically 2 years ago, from 2 years ago to today, and to make some new videos like this one. So this one is going to be a new episode in the Idol Talk series, in which I will talk about a new release which I really care about. New release which is not really new because it's from last December or November actually. But yeah, I haven't had time to talk about it until today, and today I'm going to talk about it. And the new release is Seishun Subliminal by Equal Love. I talked about Equal Love before on this channel. If I remember well, the first episode of Idol Talks was about the Japan Expo from 2 years ago. So that was my first Japan Expo, and basically the first idol event that I attended. It was like an introduction to the idol world, and especially to the underground idol world. And I talked about that before, but today I'm going to talk about the other side, so the overground idol world. One of the main reasons I wanted to go to that Japan Expo, one of the main motivation was actually Equal Love. Equal Love was one of the guests at that Japan Expo, but at the time I basically only knew them as the Sashihara produced group. I didn't really know much about the group at the time because they were still pretty new, and they started for I think less than a year at the time. And they only published 3 singles, and the first 2 singles were good singles, or nice songs, but pretty normal. They didn't really stand out in the idol world. The third single, Teokure Caution, was amazing. So after I heard that single, I say, well, this is really a group that is interesting that I have to follow. But yeah, so basically I only knew them because they were produced by Sashi, so I thought they would be some kind of reincarnation of HAT, which they kinda are, I think. So I still think that they have a lot of in common with HKT, and not just because of the style of Sashi that you can see even more in Equal Love, of course, because she is the main producer, unlike HKT where she was just a manager. But here you can really see like the Sashi style, in the girl, which are like all 12 girls are super cute. So she really goes with the cute girl style, which you could already see in HKT. Like among the 48 groups, HKT was the one with the cutest girls, and that's like undeniable by most, I think. And but also the songs are very, very good. Yeah, so after that I kind of started following more and more. I've been to one handshake event. So it was the Sagaste Diamond Lily event. It was the first handshake event I went to after moving to Japan. And then I also got the tickets for the next one, the Zeruio handshake event, which unfortunately did not go ahead. So that was like one of the first event that was cancelled because of the virus situation. I had tickets for the Nagoya event, which was towards the end of the calendar, and it was one of the first event that was axed because of the virus. At the time the situation was not even that serious. Like most events were happening, and Equal Love was one of the first group that decided to go ahead and cancel the handshake event because of the virus situation. So that actually was postponed by bit more than halfway, by like 10 months, in the form of an online talk event. So that was the first online talk event by Ecolab. And yeah, so I will talk about tokutenkai in a bit. I will first talk about the single. But anyway, yeah. After that event, there was the third anniversary event, which I watched online, and that was like, I think, the turning point. So after that event, I really started getting into the group, and I signed up in the fan club, and I started really going full alta for this group. So Seishun Subliminal, actually, I actually pre-ordered the single even before it was published, and this is kind of rare for me. Because sometimes, like at least before that, I always like waited to hear the single and then judge on it. And this time, I really bought the single just for the tokutenkai. At the time, the tokuten was still the Sankai, so the online talk event are happening next month. But at the time, it was just like the release tokutenkai, which was the Sankai for the postcards, which I can show you. So it's kind of like this, these postcards. This is signed by Sana, and I got like loads of them, of course. And yeah, actually there was like some complications, so half of these I actually signed with my real name, so I won't show you that. The song was actually showed on premiere on the next concert. Like after the third anniversary concert, there was the 24 Girls concert with Nautical Me, and there they showed, well, first they showed the coupling song by Nautical Me, which PAC. They showed the MV and everything. And then they showed first the MV, and then the girls performed Seishun Subliminal on the stage. And the song, it's amazing. So it's like the most mainstream idol song that you can imagine. But that actually works. That's like their style, I think, and that's why the song is so amazing. If we want to make a comparison with, for example, with AKB, the style is similar to the swimsuit song by AKB. So like Ponytail to Shushu, Everyday Katyusha. So it's super mainstream, but it suits their style so well that it's probably one of the best songs they published so far. I mean, like for me, like taking aside the Okure Koshon, which is like very different styles, more like Keiyakizaka style, but the other song that by Equal Love, they have a few that are like this mainstream style, and which are their best songs in my opinion. Like Sagase Diamond Lily, that's one of absolutely their best song, and this is also in that style. So that's what makes this single so good. So the both the melody and the text of the song are very mainstream idol song, and you know, this usual school setting, and well, just look, we'll go watch the MV because I can really describe it more than that. And the costumes are also pretty good. I can show you the costume because I got the store Tokuten, which are these bromide, and these ones. So these are the Seishun Subliminal costume. You can see I have 3 of them from 3 different stores. And the MV, the photography, the MV is also very spectacular. So it's like shot on these platforms in the middle of the sea where they dance. And yeah, so like when I watched the MV for the first time at the 24 Girls concert, I was like, wow, this is probably one of the best singles they made so far. And yeah, it was so amazing that I instantly just went online and ordered like another 10 of them. Also, that it's not really for the song, you know. With one single, you already get all the songs, but it was really that good. Like this, is, especially because it comes after Cameo, which I hated that song. Cameo is like you know, you take the K-pop song template, you made it into a Japanese song. That was Cameo. Cameo was just so K-pop that when I heard it for the first time, I say I'm not going to buy this one. Well, that's what I said at the time. Then of course, like when every time I say I'm not going to buy it, yeah, that's how it ended. But yeah, Cameo like didn't really convince me as a song. The coupling song from Cameo are a lot better. The coupling song are amazing, but the title song, the A side from Cameo, I hated that song, and that's the same reason I hate PIC. So the coupling song by Not Equal Me, because that's so like template K-pop song that it doesn't suit their style, and it doesn't suit like a J-pop release. So yeah, so that was like. So after Cameo, like, which was like a big disappointment in terms of the A side, like this is such like you know, this is like breathing fresh air, you know, just having equal love back to their origins, back to their best. So the single comes with 3 coupling songs, the same as Cameo. There's like the first coupling song, the equal coupling song, which is Shukipi. There's Ryusegon, which is the unit song. This time the unit is by Hitomi and Nagisa. Oh yeah, and of course this is the single of the return of Hitomi, because she was on hiatus until Cameo. So this is the return of Hitomi as center of equal love. Another reason why this is so good. And yeah, and of course the fourth coupling song is by Not Equal Me, which is probably the last time they're going to be featured on an Equal Love song, because they got signed by King's Records, so they are going to release with King Records from this year on. And so okay, I think I talked about enough about the A side, Seishun Subliminal. Let's go into the coupling song. So Shukipi is basically a song that represents the essence of equal love. So the style of Shukipi is very similar to Want You, or to yeah, I think that's the most similar one that I could think of out of their repertoire. And it was Sashi described this song as very similar to Heavy Rotation by AKB. So this song, actually, the MV for this song was directed by Minegishi Minami from AKB48, and there's a full like making of on her YouTube channel, which I really recommend everybody to watch if you like the group. And there actually Sashi talks about this song a bit. So for her, it's like these girls like just going to have fun in this boys' room, and yeah, that's the essence. Which like if you describe it like that, it sounds really similar to Heavy Rotation. You know, you just have all this group having fun, and the MV also. It's also in that kind of style without, you know, the with the clothes on. Let's put it like that. So the song, though, I don't think it's very similar to Heavy Rotation at all. As I said, the equal love style really comes out in that song, and it's more similar, you know, to Want You, that kind of style. It's a very, very cute song. And very surprisingly, the center for this song is it's Maika, which nobody ever expected. You know, for a song like this, you would expect maybe Nakiza center or Mirinya center. The center was Maika, and unexpectedly that works very well. And yeah, and the MV, I mean, when I watched the MV, I would say like it was very, very, you know, very, very cute. So the whole concept of the song is cute. Oh, personally, I prefer the A side. I prefer that kind of like mainstream style, nostalgic style to this kind of cute style. But I think many fans, and including the production, they prefer Shuki P to Seishun Subliminal. For example, at the tour, Shuki P was the first and the last encore, which really tells you how much they actually value this song over the A side. So the Seishun Subliminal, it's the, you know, the very typical A side, and this one is the typical, you know, you know, the typical image song. If you want to make a comparison, it would be like with the opening and the ending of Suzumiya Haruhi. So the opening, you know, is like very fitting for an opening, very nostalgic, very you know, grand, and then the ending is like this, you know, the dance song Hari Hari Yukai, and it got more famous than the opening. And in that case, I also prefer the opening to the ending. So that's my kind of song. Anyway, the song, it's you know, quintessential equal love, you know, cute equal love, and the MV is also great, and yeah, it's very fitting for the album. Like the contrast between the A and the B side is very fitting for this album. So let's talk about now the third, the unit coupling song, Ryusegun by Hitomi and Nathan. So the song, it's very you know, really brings the best out of the two girls. I think it's if you think about it, or better actually, if I thought about it before the song, I wouldn't really think of them as a good unit, you know, Hitomi and Nathan. It's a bit atypical, I think, but after, you know, they made a song, it really works, I think. Like Nathan, of course, is like probably the cutest member from Equal Love. You know, she is like the essence of cuteness, together with Mirinya. And probably you would expect the two of them, you know, Mirinya and Nathan, to make a song together. Instead, she went from Hitomi together with Nathan, and that works very well too, because Hitomi is also extremely cute, but in a different way. You know, it's not like the you know, the kind of cuteness that you just look at her and say how cute, but her demeanor is more like very cute. Hitomi, by the way, I've been to the handshake event with Hitomi, and I also watched the Sainkai. She's probably the member with the best fan relation out of all the 12 members. So she's like the definition of Kamitayo for me in Equal Law. So for her, you really see how much she values each fan, or better, every fan that goes to her handshake feels like personally valued, and that's like probably the best kind of you know, relation that an idol can have with a fan. It is from the fan point of view, so it's like very similar to Yukirin, for example. Yukirin is also like considered the example of Kamitayo in AKB, and Hitomi, I think, is very similar in Equal Love, and the fact is that, like, I always wonder why Hitomi was chosen as center of the group, because she doesn't really have the center aura as much as, you know, other members of the group, like Nathan, like Mirinya. But I think it was actually a very good choice, because Hitomi does have stage presence, and she draws you in like in a different way than just like throwing the cuteness at you in your face, but you really get the cuteness, you know, from the way she performs, the way she talks, and so I think that way, like the unit between Hitomi and Nathan really works. So the song is pretty good. It's probably less memorable than the other two, so it's like kinda normal. And what's more memorable about this song is probably the MV again. So the MV is also on YouTube, on their official YouTube channel, and it's basically just the two of them going around in Sapporo. So the whole MV is basically just the travel movie. Which sounds like very amateurish, you know, like very atypical, and it is like the filming. Half of the MV is basically them filming from their phone. It even has the vertical phone format, and you would think like, how does that work? You know, like in an official MV to have it like such amateurish photography, and it kind of does, you know, it just does work, you know, like maybe the song is like it doesn't really give you like the vibe of this mainstream idol group, but it's just like, you know, just two girls going on holiday and have fun together. So in that sense, like the MV really works, and the song works for the same reason. So you kind of get the same feeling, you know, just these two girls just going to watch the meteors together and having fun together. So that's the essence of the song. I think it really works because of that. So for the fourth coupling song I already talked about is PAC by Not Equal Me, template K-pop song, and I'm not convinced by it. If people likes that kind of K-pop songs, then probably it's a very good song. I know a lot of Not Equal Me fans who like it, but yeah, I don't really have much more to say. Not Equal Me is a fairly new group to me. Like, I didn't really follow them, and I kind of like didn't want to follow them because I know that if I get into them as well, then I have to follow not 12 but 24 girls, and that kind of gets problematic from a financial point of view, of course. But anyway, yeah. So I won't talk too much about that song. It's like a very template K-pop song. Maybe it helps you like see Not Equal Me in a different light because it's probably the first song in that style, but yeah, it didn't really convince me. Okay, so I guess I should talk about the different versions of the CD, of course. So there are four versions as for Cameo, and it's exactly the same distribution. So the normal type D, this one has all 4 songs and the instrumental versions, but no DVD. And no bonus of any kind. So this is like the kind that you get for buying the Tokuten tickets, for example. And then we have type A, B, and C, which are the ones with the DVDs. So this is type A, type B, and type C. So they are pretty similar. I mean, basically they just changed the position, like where the girls are facing for each version. But anyway, yeah. So the type A, B, and C, they don't have all the songs. They have the Seishun Subliminal, the title song, plus one of the coupling songs, and the DVD. Type A has the music video of Seishun Subliminal and the making of. Type B, which is probably the most relevant one, because the DVD has special content, has the a small video from a camp that the Equal Love and Not Equal Me did in the summer, so it's pretty different content from the other one. And Type C has the music video and the making of Not Equal Me. Okay, so that's out of the way. I want to talk about now the tokutenkai from this CD, which you might think is not particularly relevant, but this year it probably is, because all the tokutenkai for this single are going to be online, of course, as it was from Cameo, and they are still keeping the online talk format. So, which means that technically everybody from anywhere in the world can participate, technically, because in their website it actually says that it's only for people living in Japan. Now, is it enforced? Maybe, probably not, I would say. Like, you have to so the whole tokutenkai is managed by Fortune Music, so the Sony agency that does the tokutenkai for all the Sony artists. And the talks are done through the Fortune Music app, so their own app, which was launched especially like just before the first online talk event of Equal Log. So I did that event. That was like the substitute event for Zuruio, so the one that was cancelled. It was kind of disastrous. So for many reasons, mainly technical reasons. So the app was still pretty new, and I had compatibility issues, and it didn't work on my phone. So I had to spend like half an hour on the phone with the customer support. And in the end, their solution was like try to on another device. And I was pretty lucky that I got an iPad from the university, which I'm really not supposed to use for personal reasons, but that's the only other device I had, and the app worked in the iPad, so I solved it that way. I guess not everybody have that kind of solution in hand, and yeah, and then the app had also like several bugs. I think it went down during like the second talk, and they had to basically reissue all the tickets, so transfer your ticket to the third and the fourth part. And so the main problem with that, if there is any technical issues, so you need to transfer your ticket or you need to do anything, you need to call them, and obviously you cannot do that if you're not in Japan. I mean, like, you could just go over IP, but if you don't have a Japanese number, they cannot call you back. So it's very complicated for many different reasons. So that's why I would say, even if the app works abroad, which I have no idea, because I live in Japan, so I haven't tried it. So even if you actually manage to download the app and do everything, if there are any technical problem, you have to be ready to lose your tickets, because there you have no way to actually appeal to the assistance because of that. And other than that, well, I did, on the second talk I did, which for the coming event, many of those technical problems actually were fixed, so it should be no problem from that side. But you have to keep in mind that for each ticket that you get for the HCD, you get the same duration that you get as for the Akushukai, so the handshake event in person, which is around 7-8 seconds per ticket. And for the Akushukai, still maybe doable, because you have the time you take to walk in and they start the timer when you actually get in front of the idol, and then while they drag you away, you still have time to talk a bit, So in the end, at the handshake event, even if you get like technically 7 seconds, you still can like stretch it a bit. Online talk event, after your time is up, bam, they cut your connection and you cannot talk anymore. So if you with one ticket, you don't have like more time than to say hello, and then they will cut you off. So that's the thing. For online talk event, I saw that one ticket is completely useless. 2 tickets, it's like super short, like you cannot really talk about anything in particular. And I would say that if you don't have at least like 3 of actually at least 4 tickets, like for this, like the bare minimum to have some kind of conversation, if you don't have at least like 4 tickets to use all at once, don't even bother. That's my opinion. So online talk events, so they're very handy because you can talk like from your home. You don't have to go to a special venue and do controls, and you don't even have to dress up. Like I heard that a lot of people, the first talk is in the morning, so a lot of people just wake up if they're late and they just do their talking in their pajamas, and so in that sense it is like a very different experience. But yeah, so you have these kind of caveats that in a talk event, like when your time is up, it's up, they cut you off and you don't really get to talk. So it can get kind of expensive in that sense, because you have to like have at least 4 or 5 tickets if you want to have some kind of conversation with the idol. And of course, one CD, 1,100 yen is 1 ticket. And And the other thing is that they're not like confined to a single venue now, so they have like 5 or 6 talk events for the release of Seishun Subliminal, and you can technically go to all of them because you don't have like limitation of place. And that's another reason why this is going to be very, very expensive, at least for me. And so yeah, I mean, like I can tell, like my experience with the talk event, like after the first time, I would say I actually wasn't really inclined to do more, you know. Like the first time was such a disaster that I was thinking, like, until they resumed like the in-person talks, I would not buy any more tickets. And in the end, I ended up buying the tickets for the cameo event, even after saying that, and that's mainly because of Sana-san. Like she just like got me into like talking more. Even with, I only had one ticket with Sana, and basically after, like, we just, in those like 7 seconds, we managed, like, she actually remember when we met in Paris for at Japan Expo. And after that I went to the showroom streams, and basically that just like made me want to do more even without that. And I'm happy that I did, because like, well, the technical problem have been solved mostly. So the only issue I would say is the price, of course, because I'm used to, you know, online talks with underground idols where you get like 3 minutes for 3,000 yen, 2,000 yen, and just like completely different price point. Here, like with 3,000 yen, you get like 20 seconds at most. And so like I mean, that's one of the main issues for me, like coming from the underground idol world, you know, going back to the overground idol world, and it gets like this kind of, you know, feelings. But if you really like the group, then it's definitely worth it. And they have the lottery every week now for this, and since they are all online tickets, if you can download the app and use the app, because they're like 2 different issues, but if you can, then you can participate. That's what I say. But keep in mind, if you have problems, technically their terms of use doesn't allow you to this event outside Japan. So if you have problems, you probably won't be able to get back your money or to transfer your tickets on that kind of stuff. So so that's for it. And so that's it for the tokutenkai. And of course they also had like the sign kai for the release, but those are over, so I won't talk more about it. I got a lot of signed postcards, and I mean, I just want to like rant a bit about the system again, because that was also kind of a very counterintuitive. You know, you have to apply for the sign kai, then you get your result back, and then you have to, like, after that, so after you got your result, you would input your payment method, and you had like 1.5 days to do that, like very short span. And then you had to, an extra step, you had to input your nickname, for which they would sign on the postcard. And so the first time I didn't I forgot, well, I didn't know that you had to input your nickname in a different step, so they ended up like signing with my real name, which is, well, I mean, it's not really like a big problem, but I mean, it's a bit annoying that you have to do that. So the second time I did everything, and then, oh, no, sorry, for the second lottery, I actually I went over the deadline for payment because it's so short. And once I got the email, I kind of like split my mind, and I lost the ticket. That's why I don't have a postcard signed by Hitomi, because in that lottery, that was the only lottery I won a postcard with Hitomi, and I forgot to pay. So yeah, that was really, really annoying. And the third time, when I logged in to input my nickname, the deadline passed, because the deadline is like 1 full week before the sign guy, and that seriously annoyed me. Like, so I mean, I probably for the next release, I already know the procedures. I know a bit how to know, but like that procedure is just so counterintuitive and so annoying that I kind of have to rant about it. I mean, when I go to underground idol event, I'm used to like buy at the last minute. They just stream, and then you buy a ticket, you write your nickname, you pay at once, and there's no like 3 or 4 steps to do. And I really wished Fortune Music would would do something like that too. But well, that's how it is. Okay, and so we finished by talking about the tour. For the release of this CD, they also did like a mini tour, which is only in Kanto. So they did Tokyo, Chiba, Kanagawa, Saitama, and then the tour finale will be at Tokyo at Nippon Budokan. And I went to the Saitama concert actually because I was in Tokyo for that. Well, actually, no, I went this more or less specifically for that event, and it's like seriously good. And I mean, they had so much fun. They had like all their songs and the costumes and their dances. Like, I mean, for those who actually managed to watch either the anniversary live or the 24 Girls live, and actually, sorry, the first concert, the first date of the tour was also streamed, the one in Tokyo Dome City Hall. So if you watch that, like you know exactly what I'm talking about. But yeah, the costumes and the girl just got so much better. Like I didn't see them. I haven't seen them live for a year. Like last time I saw them was exactly 1 year ago, January 6th of January 2020. They had like a concert in Zepp Nagoya, and there was also like a very good concert. But this one was even better, I would say. I don't know, maybe because my attitude like changed a bit, and I know the girls a bit better this year. But yeah, like they did like all of their unit songs as well. So there was like the Sana solo song, there were the Minia unit, or the unit songs, and the new song, they are great. They did most of the old songs as well. And so in the venue there's like social distancing, of course. So there's like a good thing and a bad thing, but mostly good thing. First of all, you have like an empty seat where you can put all your stuff. There's no Bukpan at the venue, but you have to pre-order online, which I forgot about. So I only got the goods for the premium ticket. So they had a normal ticket, and the premium ticket would give you like a slightly better seat. Mine was all right. It was pretty forward, but on the side, like completely on the side. So it was all right. And you got like some goods from the premium ticket, some of which are like, for example, these are like, like the one they have at the baseball stadium and the thing, because you cannot really cheer at the event because of the virus restrictions. So they give you these sticks, which I didn't really use because, well, I mean, it's alright, I think. And there's like the lamp, the desk lamp, which is a lot nicer, but I don't have it here, so I cannot show it to you. But that's seriously it's like that's like the best merch they had for the whole tour, actually, not even for just that concert. And yeah, so since you pre-order online, you just go there and take your stuff, and you don't have to queue. You don't have to go there like in the morning to in the early morning, because you fear that they might sell out. If they sell out, they sell out online, so you already know that. And I actually prefer that system. I hated queuing for good. I mean, like it's part of the live experience, but it's not a part that I will keep. I hope they keep doing that even after the restriction are lifted. And yeah, and this month there's the Budokan Live. There's 2 concerts, and they are like at the moment I'm talking, they are not cancelled even after the emergency declaration, because they sold less than 5,000 tickets, and the maximum capacity allowed by the government guideline is 5,000. So the concerts are going ahead, and I'm not sure I'm going to those concerts. Like, I hate wasting tickets, but going to Tokyo right now is a pretty big gamble. So we'll see, I guess. And if they still don't cancel, which I'm kind of I'm not really sure, because like such a big event for the girls, like their first Budokan live, and Budokan is like the first big step for a group. Like basically it's the step they make between becoming like a minor group and a major group. So it's a very important concert for them, of course, and I would like to be there. But first of all, the travel campaign is cancelled, so I have to pay everything out of my pocket, and it's kind of, it's not really the best, going there in this period. So I will think about it, whether to go or not, and I guess you will see it on Twitter if I went. But yeah, so that's the tour finale, and for future, and then from February the online talks, and so those are the plans now. And I think I talked about everything about this single. So if you have heard the songs, well, they're all on YouTube, like all the MVs, so you should just go and look at them. I probably link them down here. And if you like it, I really suggest you buy the CDs as well, because it's a very good thing to have. If you just want to have the normal CD, actually just send me a message. I have tons of that. I can send you some your way. I think, and I'm not going to ask full price, of course, but of course you have to pay for the shipping at least. But otherwise you can of course just buy them online anywhere. So, and then let me know what you think about this single. I really enjoyed it. Like, it's one of it's a very difficult thing to make a ranking, but I think it's definitely one of my favorite singles they made. I think Sagase Diamond Lily is probably still up there, but this comes very close to that. So like between those two, and Wateo Kurekotion as well. So it's definitely one of the best singles they made. So let me know what you think of it. And this is it for this episode of Idol Talks, and hopefully more will come in the future. I don't know. Let's see how I can manage my time, and if there's anything significant coming up, which I don't know, because everything is kind of getting cancelled in this period. But maybe we can talk about other groups that I'm kind of finding out in this period. And if there are any new ideas for new content, stay tuned, and they will be up on this channel. But it's mostly when I feel like it, so I don't really have a fixed schedule and don't expect anything fixed anyway. So that's it for this time, and I'll see you next time.